I got some great results to share with you about the email effectiveness tool that we rolled out last semester. As you might recall, we got challenged by one of our customers. Did prizes actually boost their response rates? Now, a couple of years ago, this was a no-brainer. Of course they did. But this prompted us to do an amazing analysis. Basically, what we did was we took every customer, every email they ever wrote, and analyzed them on over like 65 different factors. We came up with a bunch of recommendations. Some of them we changed our program to warn customers if they were about to violate our best practices. Some of them we just told them to offer prizes, not offer prizes. And some of them just allowed them to copy and paste emails in from other customers' successful email campaigns. What we were finding was that some customers, the best email they ever wrote to their university email address got like a 4.3% response rate. I'm making up a number, but it's absurdly low. Other customers, one customer we know of, got a 36% response rate in one email. Now, if you were the low response rate email school, you would probably think, why don't I just copy and paste that into my worst email, say the one that gets a 0.5% response rate, and it certainly has to do a little bit better. So we built this tool. We also analyzed what factors work in emails, and we came out with recommendations for our customers. So we did a lot of changes in the last semester, and I want to tell you about the results. The first thing, current customer training. And we sent out an email telling them, this is how you use the tool. Please call us if you need help. The bad news is only 18% of all of our current customers use the tool. Now, we did have the program warn them if they're violating best practices, and I don't 100% know how much that worked. We would show them a warning message saying, hey, you've got to include this bit about this. If you do, we believe your response rates will go up. So that is good in that we kind of like built in best practices, and I think that worked. Prizes. Some of the customer that challenged us was actually right. For their school, it did not increase response rates. In fact, we found that some schools, it increases response rates. Some schools, it decreases response rates. The only explanation for this we have is that some schools' spam filters are more aggressive than others in filtering out spam, and they're identifying it as spam even though we whitelist and all that other stuff. So, we told about 15% of our customers to stop offering prizes. The result was that 80% increased their response rate for a group average of 6.7%. Not bad. We also told 30% of our customers to keep offering prizes that we're already doing. 80% of them increased as well for an average of 4%. Other statistics. Of the schools, we had no opinion. We couldn't figure out whether prizes were hurting or helping them. 70% of them increased for an average gain of 3%. This implies that the other things that we did, the allowing to copy and paste emails and the best practices warning, had an effect. Of the 18% of the customers who actually checked out the copy and paste screen, as a group, they had an average response rate increase of 8.3%. This to me indicates that the copy and paste functionality is extraordinarily useful at boosting response rates. So, if you're going to check out the screens and really, make a concerted effort to try and boost your response rates by looking at the effectiveness of emails, you can consistently get great response rates. The schools that don't, in my opinion, are the ones that maybe have someone write a letter to their students and they don't really, they're not trained in how to write effective emails to get response rates. They're trained in talking about, whatever, and that may be great in a classroom or great telling to other instructors. But for students, there are certain things that get them to respond. We know what they are. We have many schools that won't even consider offering prizes. Let's see how they fared. So, basically we recommend prizes. They say, no, and that's all fine and good. Of them, about half dropped in their response rates by an average of 2.3%. The other half gained by an average of 6%, pulling the whole group average up to 1.85%. Now, clearly this isn't good. We have room for improvement here. Interestingly, only 2 schools in this group checked out our email effectiveness tool. Our average customer increased by about 4%. If you look at all of our customers combined, all their different strategies, everything they did. So that's very encouraging. Our overall evaluation of this tool. Normally, we see about a 1 to 3% in average response rate gain each year. So, as customers go, the Edgewood College, I did the one statistic where after 6 semesters, they were still increasing by 2% each semester. They, started off increasing by 5% and they went to 2%. In summary, this evidence suggests that the email effectiveness tool is boosting the average person's response rate by about 3 to 6%, which is great news. Another point, we absolutely need to train our current customer base on this tool. They currently aren't. And if they can fall in that 18.3% bucket that saw an 8.3% increase, that would obviously increase their response rate. So all we got to do is get them trained on how to copy and paste emails that are successful into their email templates so life works for them. Sales and marketing. We need to make it a point of focus at showing prospective clients that we deliver higher than average response rates than our competitors. Just 2 new points of data. Our Ascend normative survey asks 30 questions, yet delivers 45 points of data. Now, we have a competitor that has a 45 question survey, I believe it's 45, and they have to ask 45 questions to get that 45 points of data. So those students have got to be suffering from survey fatigue, which I guarantee is lowering their response rates. Also, our better response rate coaching has yielded higher response rates in every head-to-head competition we've seen. And then there's the notable example that one school, because their teachers union said, we want to try this. They left us for a competitor. Then they got a 0% response rate. Then they came back to us. The reason why they came to us in the first place was the instructors union wanted to try a different product, and the IR director said, well, it's double the cost, and I don't think it's as good. They said, we want to try it anyway. And then they got a 0% response rate. Now, I can't fathom how this can't be viewed as gross negligence. Like, how many other customers is that competitor aggravating? So we need to emphasize in every potential customer contact how we do such a great job at delivering response rates, because response rates are important for our customers, and we know this. This is why we build tools like this. So thank you very much for this part of the presentation.